Hi, this is Dr. Barrett Givens, the chair of the Department of Mathematics and Statistics, and this video is about our semester conversion process in the department. A lot of students have been coming to my office and they are understandably anxious and worried and confused about what's going to happen when we go to semesters. So I'm going to be making a series of videos that will give the information so that students can plan. This video is particularly about just the core courses in the major. Later on, I'll be having some videos about the pure courses, the applied and stats option courses, and also a video to help explain to you how many total units, how many option courses you need to take. And hopefully all of these videos together can help you plan and help us all be ready for semesters. Let's start by reviewing the core math classes as they appear currently on quarters. So the core starts with Math 116, which is the Calc 3. So you go through calculus, you get to that Calc 3, and then the rest of these courses pictured here are the core. We have the two statistics and probability courses, 241, 341. Numerical analysis, which also has a prerequisite of CS 128, not pictured here. We have the two multivariable calculus courses, the linear algebra and differential equations, and then we have Math 310, the logic and set theory class, that is the gateway to go into the real analysis, abstract algebra, and complex analysis courses. The first type of change I want to talk about is what are called direct conversions. So a direct conversion is when one class on quarters is roughly equivalent to a class on semesters. So as an example, Math 310 on quarters is turning into Math 3100 on semesters. The content is actually changing a little bit, but as a student, you don't really need to worry about that. What you need to know is that Math 3100 mostly covers the same content. It has the same prerequisite of a year of calculus, and it functions as a prerequisite for the same courses, the real analysis, abstract algebra, and those kinds of things. Another example is the Math 201 on quarters, which is turning into Math 2010L on semesters. So you can take either one of those courses and they'll be considered roughly equivalent. A big change, however, is that Math 2010L is now a class with a lab. So it will have a computer lab portion of instruction, and it will no longer have CS 128 as a prerequisite. The next type of change is what I'll call combined classes. So for example, the Math 214, Math 215, which were the two multivariable courses, are becoming Math 2140, a single multivariable course. Another example is the Math 208 and Math 216, linear algebra and differential equations. They're being combined into a single course, Math 2250, which covers both linear algebra and differential equations. I also think of the two stats courses as being combined. Stat 241, Stat 341 are turning into Stat 2100, Stat 2200. So even though it's two classes to two classes, I think of them being combined because the content of the two classes was combined, all mixed together in a different order, and then split apart again into two classes. So the key thing with combined classes is that if you take one class, when you have two classes that are getting combined, if you take one of them on quarters and you don't take the second one on quarters, then when we go to semesters, that second one is not going to exist anymore. So you really want to try to take either both classes on quarters or take the new combination entirely on semesters. We made some big changes to the core, very proof-based upper division courses of real analysis and abstract algebra. So currently, every math major has to take Math 314, 315, and Math 417, 418. What we've done is we've made a single course, Math 3140. It will be a 4-unit course on semesters, and it will combine elements of Math 314 and Math 315 into a single course. And this single course will be the only one that is required of math majors. We did the same thing with Math 417, 418. We've taken elements of both courses and put them into a 4-unit semester course called Math 4170. So only Math 4170 will be required of math majors after we go to semesters. We will have follow-up classes, Math 3150 and Math 4180. Those classes will exist, but they will be option courses for the pure majors. Now, even though Math 3140 is a single course and that's all you need for the major, that does not mean that you can just use Math 314 and be done with that part of the math major. And that's because Math 3140 actually has more content and more topics and more hours in class. So if you only take Math 314, that's not going to be enough. You need to take Math 314 and 315, or you need to wait till semesters and take Math 3140. And the exact same thing goes for abstract algebra as well. Either take Math 417 and 418, both, or wait until semesters and then take Math 4170 only. The last big change that you should know about is that there's going to be a new required math course for all math majors. So Math 4190. It used to be Math 419 and it was an option course for the pure majors. Now it will be Math 4190, Advanced Linear Algebra, and it will be part of the core for all math majors. However, it won't be required for those of you who are here now on quarters, and that's because you came in under the curriculum sheet now where that class was not required, and it wouldn't be fair of us and it would be against the rules for us to try to make it mandatory for you now. So it will be required only for students who start in fall 2018 or later. However, we definitely do recommend the course and we would suggest that you take it, and it can count as part of your option for either the pure or the applied math options. Here we have it. This is our entire core curriculum on semesters. So all math majors after fall 2018 will be taking all of these courses. A year of calculus ending with 1150, multivariable calculus and linear algebra with DEs. All math majors will be getting some applied math in the Math 2010L and learning a little bit about mathematical programming. All math majors will have a solid grounding in probability and statistics by taking Stat 2100, Stat 2200. And then moving into the upper division, math majors in Math 3100 will be learning how to read and write mathematical proofs and what it means to be a mathematician. And then that is the gateway to go into the core areas of math of analysis, abstract algebra, linear algebra, and complex analysis. So these are our semester courses. I can't wait until we get to start offering these, and I hope that this video has been helpful in helping you plan for semesters.